semiconductor test, but they are like across instruments. They give a kit, a user kit type of thing, but they are talking about application innovation rather than the hard part of the chip design. We are really grateful to you for coming here.
That's excellent. And your advice is really, again, for you, what he was explaining again. What he wants from you, or what a manufacturer would want from you is not just invention, but the demonstration of its use. The fact that you're putting both the kind of value is generally what's required before they will respond.
Sir, I just want to know, now here, basically understanding user requirement and converting translating into how manufacturer can or technology can relate it. So I think I just wanted to ask a question, whether there is a business opportunity there is organizations which can help other these businesses to prepare, develop a toolkit for that particular, so I just want whether in US,
there are now consulting firms being formed around this to help with both toolkits and the DD, at least in the United States and in Europe. So I don't know if there's an opportunity here in India I can see, and I would be very happy if you did it. You should do it.
There are two examples which are something slightly different. Bullock cart and the cycle data.
Yes.
The bullock cart users know what they want. And when although every engineering college is trying to build a great engineering product, none of them are on the road. But then depends on local materials, local designs and all. How you think I mean, this is a very way you have isolated the fact that because then contributor law. But here in this case, there is no manufacturer. The user himself most of the time is a manufacturer. So that would be a different case than what you had.
Yes. Well, that is typically the case in the beginning of this, like the motorcycle rickshaw was first done by individual users who modified their motorcycle. But then it became enough of a market so that somebody came in or some user grew up enough to start producing them. In this audience here, who's the one who's done 150 tractors? He's not here. Okay, there's somebody making a little tractor that Mahindra doesn't make, and you're designing one as well, but that Mahindra doesn't make, right? It's small fields. Customers come because he sells it much more cheaply, because it's made out of recycled parts. And then what Mahindra sees is this market developing by the user starting to build in a small scale. It's the same as he was saying in medical goods, right? It's not only the innovation, but the demonstration that there's a market there. And that's sort of the cycle. Now, many things fall off the track and are failures at any stage. But the efficiency of this cycle is, from the manufacturer's point of view, that doesn't cost the manufacturer anything. He waits and he sees which are the successful innovations out of the 1,000 that are started. It's very frustrating for the user who says, wait, I've got something really wonderful here, you should take it. But he intelligently sits there and says, you know what, 99% of you will be wrong. So what I'll do is I'll wait until I found out which one is the right one. We agree with that?
Hello. Trying to communicate across. We come across many innovations where they want to make some changes to a passenger car. There is something like a switchover cost to the manufacturer, as Jose explained. So the manufacturer will set the switchover cost apart from the marginal benefit that comes. So the standard products like IC engine, which are manufactured in bulk, a highly standard product. User innovations which are going to alter the basics would have a lot of changeover cost, which would make it reluctant to the manufacturer, which will lead to a lot of frustration to the users. They say they're bringing a great innovation, but manufacturer is just not at all excited.
That's right. That's right. Now, I would add one thing. You talked about, it would be very costly for a manufacturer to modify, so the manufacturer has an even high level of resistance. But there are aftermarket manufacturers of small changes to cars. And if you look at the life cycle of this, what's happening is the user innovates, like a new suspension for race cars or something like that. The more successful ones are picked up by small aftermarket manufacturers. And if that market grows, then the big manufacturer finally says, okay, now I can afford it.
Well, I don't know whether I am speaking the same thing as Dr. Told, but I have found a method from my own experience for so many years. There are 4 things. Those are most required or common in every product, including those made by God or men. They are made for some purpose, some function. Second is, it has a form to perform that function. Third is form, shape.
Okay, yes.
Shape.
Yes.
Third is, it is made of certain materials. And the fourth is processes. All the 4 things, if they are thought in a proper mannerly way, we can control it. And the last thing that we must consider is the cost, which permits us whether to take it or drop it off, or postpone it, whatever. That's a decision making. So this applies to almost all fields, concrete or abstract.
I agree.
And how we can do it, I give a small example. A user, if he thinks of finding the circle center of a rod at the end, he will first of all try to go to geometry. In the geometry, we know the center will lie on the bisector of the angle. So we must have an angle which touches the boundaries of the circle. Then how to find the center? This is how step by step we go. But this portion will come in the function. So we have to concentrate only on function. Other things are sidetracked.
No, I see you've thought about this very
Yeah.
carefully. Yeah, that's good.
Similarly, other things can be there in their data.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Last, we'll take on 2 more comments again. Last.
Thank you, Professor Harish, for studying the lead tool techniques of 3M. In fact, 3M is having more than 50,000 products. I am a consumer of it. I have a question on managing product development. Managing product development from innovation.
Okay.
The product development comes from complex group work. You have to work with so many specialists, human resources specialists. In that process, in order to meet a time-oriented, successful manufacturing product technology or product, how to successfully manage a group work?
Yeah. So basically what's happening now is that if the tools are really good, you don't need to interact so strongly with the product development. If the